What's going on, all you wild money launderers? Your two favorite wild rascals are back in the Lake of the Ozark, and we're here to talk about season 4, part 2, the final 7 episodes of Ozark.
Season 4. And I want to start by saying I love Ozarks. I've been there many times in New Hampshire. Beautiful place.
Yeah, that's not where it's at, Logan.
I know. I was seeing everybody was listening.
So that's right. We are back. The final 7 episodes of this epic crime drama that have been going on for the past, 4 or 5 years now on Netflix. Jason Bateman comes over. We're used to seeing him in a lot of comedies. And this was his first real, one of his first big dramatic roles here. And, he really went and came into his own doing these dramatic films ever since Ozark here. We're getting these final 7 episodes of Ozark to wrap up the saga. So much to talk about here. We last met those wild birds, in the midst of all this chaos with the cartel, with Javi going around and, threatening their lives. They think they were going in good with the cartel. And then Javi, the wild card, comes in season 4 for half a season and really leaves a big mark on the show. And one that, as we ended Ozark season 4, part 1, it ended with, Ruthie going after Javi because, Javi ended up killing Wyatt and Darlene Snell. So Ruth is out for vengeance. And that's where we pick up part 2 at, with Ruthie, trying to find Javi, and she's going to get revenge for Wyatt.
And talk about a powerhouse performance here by Julia Garner. Per usual, Emmy award-winning actress. She just really sells this role. Seeing her off camera and then playing this character like two completely different people, it's hilarious. But she has a Southern accent, she has attitude, and she's out for vengeance, like you're saying, against this, guy that's involved with the Mexican cartel, brother Omar Navarro. Basically gets pinched, he's put into prison. So this guy's on, going out and killing people, doing a lot of bad things, causing a lot of mischief. And then Ruthie's going after him to take him out because this guy killed her only family member, really left. Wyatt was her best friend. She's heartbroken, she's devastated, and she's going to stop this guy once for all.
Julia Garner, man, if she won the Emmy for her role, as Ruth before, this season she's got to win it. This was some of the strongest work as a character of Ruth, and they really gave her the send-off that her character deserved. Just beginning the season with her out for revenge, she really sold this, and really just, it's a phenomenal performance. If you watched her from the beginning of the show all the way to now, it just one of the all-time classic TV characters she created here. She just inhabits Ruth, this tough girl, with a tough life, and she's had to do whatever she can to survive all these years. And her best friend and cousin Wyatt's taken from her last season, so it just goes on from here in her quest to get revenge for Wyatt's death and erase this bad memory that she has, and try to move forward however she can. Of course, Ozark, it's all about the birds here. They are caught up in this, with the FBI and with Omar Navarro, and now with Javi coming along. It's this constant struggle of who are they trying to keep safe from. Omar's in jail now, but the threat's still out there. Javi's still out there at the start of the season. And then, throughout this season, we get introduced to even another member of the family that's vying for control of the cartels and needs the birds' help. So it's really, Marty Bird and Marty and Wendy, their story this season. It's them trying to finally put this life behind them, this chaos that they've been living in for a couple of years now, with a constant threat on their life. They're always having to launder money or do something to stay alive, really, so the cartel doesn't take them out or their kids out or somebody that they love. And it's this constant battle with trying to outsmart the people they're dealing with. And they're having to deal with multiple people, not only the cartel, they're having to deal with the FBI. Then you got Mel, the private investigator, on their trail. Then you got to deal with Ruth. They got to control so many people in this show. And that, in keeping in line with the rest of the series, that, things weren't going to wrap up all nice and neat. There's going to be some messiness. There's no way to escape this. They're in too deep. it's just a matter of, who's going to survive by the end of the season.
Yeah, Wendy really controls the household. And talk another powerhouse performance by Laura Lenny. Absolutely fantastic this season. She's a woman that you grow to hate. Just her character, what happens to her, how much she changes throughout the course of 4 seasons, much like Heisenberg, become more and more evil, more power, having to do with money and controlling all these different parties. And she really controls the household where Marty's the numbers guy, the smart guy behind the scenes. It's always kind of taking a backseat to what she's trying to control and take over everything with politics, the casino, and everything going on. But Jason Bateman really pulled off a really great performance this season as well. He kind of came out of his shell and started snapping more, especially the episode where Laura Lenny directed at the very end. Yeah. Marty's had enough. He's tired of, being the little puppet. He's, the yes man to his wife. He kind of finally snaps out of it and flips out in the sky on the road. It's probably one of the better scenes of the season, the finale for sure. But you kind of see these characters change, their arcs are really good.
Being the final season, we were going to have to see their full arc and everybody's story sort of wrap up by the end. And, just looking back on some of the previous seasons and recapping them before I watched this, it's really amazing to see the journey that these characters have been on. It's been so much. It's obviously a scripted show, but they really did a good job, like really deconstructing these characters and kind of flipping them, turning them inside out, making them completely different, and then sort of bringing them back around to where they began by the end of the show. Just phenomenal writing overall. No matter where you stand on the finale with where, things end up for, Ruth and for the birds and for all these characters, you can't help but appreciate how good the writing was on the show and how smart they were to end it here. I think if they would have, wanted to go on from here, it would have started to get a little unbelievable. They've been through so much. There's no way they can keep on doing this, season after season. Of course, they probably could, but I think, ending it here was the smart thing to do. It felt like everything was, coming to an end here. It had to come into a head somewhere at some point. And, I'm a fan of the finale. I liked what they did. They took some risks. They didn't give you what you want necessarily, but it felt like, yeah, that's how things would probably end up. We got to see the kids grow up on the show too. Jonah and Charlotte, we saw them, when they started out, they were little kids. By the end, Jonah looks like, he's 18 going on 25. So the kids, really grew as actors too. So they should be mentioned too. And it's kind of cool to see how things ended up with the whole family at the end. We're not going to get into spoilers here, but, I was blown away by the last 7 episodes, completely invested, binged them in 2 days. Couldn't take my eyes off the screen, wanted to know what happened, how things wrapped up. And, this will go down as one of my favorite shows of all time. And I loved how things ended up.
Yeah, this is going to be going down as one of my favorite shows of all time. This is a show I'm definitely going to rewatch eventually. There's so much, TV on right now and so many shows. This is one I fell in love with from the beginning of it. Reading about this, hearing about it, seeing the trailer, Jason Bateman as a financial advisor in a crime drama. I'm like, what? More of a comedic actor. So him going into this, helping direct many episodes, helping with the show, he really showed a lot and what, he's made of as an actor and writer and director, because this is something completely different, but it really works. I thought it all really goes down to really great storytelling and writing, creating these amazing characters that we fall in love with, really compelling, really interesting. We want to follow, each episode. It gets better and better and better, much like Breaking Bad. It never lets you go, essentially, with all these bad things and bad people that show up along the way, and anybody that's attached to the Bird family, it's not going to end well for them.
Exactly. Yeah. Things aren't going to be wrapped up nice and neat. It's going to be a mess. And it, that's how things ended up. Like we mentioned, some people die that you didn't want to see die, but you knew it was going to happen. It was inevitable. Like you mentioned, Jason Bateman, Laura Lenny, a lot of the cast, they got to actually step out of their comfort zone with Jason Bateman, not only writing, but directing. And he really came into his own directing. He's now a sought after director. So
won an Emmy.
Yeah, he even won an Emmy for directing Ozark. So it's really awesome to see. I can't wait to see his future work from him as he continues to grow. And then we got Laura Lenny directing one of the best episodes of the season, really of the show. That was a phenomenal episode that she directed. That was the one right before the finale, I believe. So man, just a great series. So we could talk forever about this show. Like I could deep dive into this. It would be awesome to talk episode by episode, but that's not going to happen now. But like you mentioned, this is one that I'll definitely rewatch. So it's all over. It's came to an end for the, the saga of Ozark. And, I was along for the ride the whole time. One of the shows that I didn't have any problems binging. I had to finish it within a couple days. Some shows it takes me a while, but this one I had to keep going. Like I wanted to see what was happening next immediately. So I am going to give Ozark season 4, part 2, the final 7 episodes, a perfect 5 out of 5 Marty Bird hair pieces.
This is just a phenomenal series from start to finish. It just keeps you invested, never lets you go. I think every season they drop on Netflix, I end up binging the first day or two. This last season I knocked out in 2 days. We had 14 episodes with the birds and all the craziness in the Ozarks, with all these characters, and it was well worth it. I don't think they could have done anything else with this. I think they went out on top, where a lot of other shows fail. They kind of keep dragging it on. I think they had enough there in the story, and a really great ending, satisfying ending for me. I love the finale, the final episode, essentially. I know there's a lot of hate for it online, but I like what they did with it. Very shocking, surprising, some crazy deaths that we're not going to get into, but all around well crafted, really great ending, and a show that I highly recommend. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out on Netflix, binge it from start to finish, and hopefully you enjoy it as much as we did. So that being said, I'm giving the finale of Ozark season 4 a 5 out of 5 Julia Gardner hair pieces. And I think for the overall series, Ozark seasons 1 through 4, easy 5 out of 5 Jason Bateman hair pieces.
I agree with you there. This was one of the rare shows that had me enthralled for every episode. I couldn't name a bad episode throughout the whole run of shows. I really couldn't. The writing was so good, the directing, the look of the show. Who would have thought a show, based in the Lake of the Ozarks would be something awesome like it was, but they really created this place and, just around Ruthie and the Langmore's kind of trailer park there along the lake, and, just how they involved the birds and the cartel, and things just got crazier every year. Just, phenomenal show. Definitely one that I'm going to pick up, if it comes on home video. It's a set that I'll want to own, like Breaking Bad, Sopranos. It's up there. It's right up there with those, equal to those in my eyes, really. The Sopranos will always be number one, but, between Breaking Bad and Ozark, it's a toss up for which one's, better. Equally great storytelling, directing, writing, and everything about it's awesome. So yeah, I'm going to give Ozark, the complete series, seasons 1 through 4, a perfect 5 out of 5 Wyatt Langmore hair pieces.
Hey, you seen Darlene? Yeah, it's one of those phenomenal shows. It's something about the crime drama. It just really gets you invested in these normal kind of schmucks that, become powerful, lots of money, get involved with some really bad people, and things don't turn out great. It's just one of those shows that, this genre is phenomenal, especially when it comes to TV, and it's, a series that we're going to be watching for years to come. And, it's going to get even a bigger following.
Yes. Like you said, one of those epic shows that you're never going to forget. It's right up there along some of our favorites. And I was happy to binge watch this and review this along with you these past couple seasons. Since we've been doing this, we covered the first part of the season 4, and awesome to wrap things up with you and talk about this amazing show that we both love, and we share memes about, and we'll go back and watch in a few years from now.
Yeah, people are going to be talking about Julia Gardner's character Ruthie. I don't know shit about fuck. She just has so many great one-liners. Just a character that grows on you over time. She's been through the ringer, lost everybody, but she continues to be a strong, badass woman, and she just gets better and better each season, and not to mention Laura Lenny and Jason Bateman, obviously.
Well, thank you for reviewing this with me, Uncle Logan Langmore. I'm Uncle Henry Bird, and we are signing out for the final time from the Lake of the Ozarks. We're going to miss those birds, Langmores, all the cast and characters in this world that was created. We're shedding tears at the finale. We're going to throw on Nas, New York State of Mind, in honor of Ruth. Until next time, cheese!